Well, hello everybody, and welcome to another edition of Drinks with Johnny. Today, we're finally gonna finish our Halloween horror bracket. It's a couple weeks late, but that's how we roll. But we still are committed to finishing this bracket for you. So today, I'm joined with my co-host, Brandon Lombardo, Sam the Hawk Hawkins, and we are ready to finish however long it takes, guys. We got to finish this bracket tonight, right now, for everyone to hear on Friday morning when they're going to work, still thinking about horror. Because for me, I'm not thinking about Thanksgiving until the actual bird is going in the oven. Other than that, I'm good. I don't want to prep. I just want to keep Halloween going until I'm ready to eat that fucking bird. How about you guys?
Well, I don't think I'm going to be as great as Spencer. He knows a little bit about the facts that guy drops is insane.
Yeah.
And his impersonations, take a drink. If you listen to the other episode, every single time he drops a fact or an impersonation, then you will be hammered.
Right.
It was great.
It was a fun bracket, but the one that Brandon put together was a little long in the tooth. That was a lot to try and get through in one episode. But I do like, we were talking externally here, or behind the scenes, however you want to say it. And Sam, you mentioned maybe like a mini series of the podcast next year, leading up to
Halloween,
leading up to Halloween with Spencer. And we could break down some cool shit, like that second part of the week, like these Friday episodes that we're doing. Do like a mini series where it's just Spencer and us talking some Halloween or some horror shit. I think that'd be
different
really cool.
movie every time or something. Yeah,
we'll do watch-alongs, something like that. That'd be really cool.
Anyways,
how are you guys doing today? Before we get into this,
doing great. It's the end of my day, dude. It's like 8:00 here. I'm beat, but I'd say you look quite dapper, dude. Both of you guys, dress shirts. John, you look like the inside of a papaya. I love it.
What's the inside of a papaya? What's a papaya?
What? 1 second.
You don't know what a papaya is?
You mean like the fruit?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess I don't know if I've really seen the inside of a papaya.
What is that shirt? Is it a papaya?
It might be. I don't know.
I think it is, dude.
It's a golf shirt. I golfed today, and then I went to the dentist, and then I hung out with my son. I took a nap. Now I'm here.
You ever wear a collared shirt when you don't golf or you're not going somewhere fancy? Do you ever today I'm going to wear a collared shirt?
No, not. Like on a day-to-day. No, a collared shirt probably means either dinner or golfing, or people coming over, like a little fancier. But that's about it.
Brandon, do you own a collared shirt?
I did. I just had to buy one. So yeah, I have one. Actually, I have two because I have one of yours, Johnny, from years and years ago.
Is that where my black fucking shirt went?
It's not black. It's white.
Is that where my white shirt went?
It's got little hula girls on it.
Oh, that's a good shirt, you son of a bitch.
I know.
That's cool.
What do you mean? You left it at the house.
I got to tell a little story. Do you remember we went to Las Vegas and we were going to Chris Santos's nice restaurant. And we were with Sean Ye and Brandon, who did not pack anything nice. And I didn't bring great stuff either.
We packed nice things. We just didn't wear it to record the podcast. So we didn't have nice clothes with us.
Yeah, they were going to have to go back to the hotel. But yes, I do have video. I was flipping through my phone the other day, and I have video of me videotaping these hooligans going into, what was that? It was like worse than a Kmart, whatever it was.
It was Ross. We went to Ross.
Was it Ross? Yeah.
Vegas,
you guys changed into them at the store, and then just had them take the security guard or the security thing off of them. And I was like, they're not going to let you just walk out and do that. Lo and behold, it's something I didn't know. They didn't bat an eye. They just scanned it right there, took the thing off, and you guys walked out with your nice new clothes on.
We were not the first people to do that.
No, guaranteed.
No.
I mean, maybe that was a Vegas thing, or maybe it was just a Ross thing. I don't know.
I think it's a Ross thing.
Probably.
Looking for sponsors, Ross. Anytime you want to come.
Yeah. Ross, you need to look nice in the last minute opportunity? Go buy it at Ross.
I will say, though, that was a great dinner. Thank you, Chris Santos. That was
Yes.
Very good.
Good guy.
Yes. But all right, let's get into this bracket because
it's going to take
the bad news is I don't have the original bracket.
What?
Yeah. So we're starting from scratch, boys.
We can't do from scratch. We tried to get through it before with Spencer, man. There's no possible way.
Well, can't we just look at the two of where they go and just say, oh, that guy. I mean, I think I can remember which was picked.
Let's do it. Let's try to remember. Yeah.
All right, let's bring it on.
I got dinner. People come over for dinner. So
no shit.
Even though you said that we're going forever.
All right, we gave it to Jack on that one. All right, put it in there.
No, we did. We gave it to Mike Myers.
No, we didn't. We gave it to Mike Myers.
Oh, this guy's already fucking up, dude. Jesus Christ.
But I want to give it to Jack now. Can we change that?
We could do whatever. If you got a good...
Well, just look at the 4 and then just write into the next one what goes on. We don't need to rewrite. Well, unless you want to get it.
We're not going to rewrite history here. We did Norman Bates.
Okay. For anyone at home following along, you could fill out your brackets. You probably already have these in here, or if this is your first time following this bracket, follow along with us. We're just going to blaze through this first round.
We did Herbert West. None of us knew who this guy was.
No, but based on the picture.
Spencer did, yeah. We based it on pictures.
Well, I was kind of surprised re-listening to it, Johnny, how many you didn't know.
Yeah, dude, I was too a little bit.
Dude, I don't know what to tell you. There's a lot of
Trick or Treat.
Some horror movies I haven't seen.
Trick or Treat's a good one.
That one was I kept hearing everyone talk about it. It's not like Terrifier.
We gave it to Otis, right?
Yeah, we gave it to Otis. Terrifier, I'm kind of with you on that one until I did see the second one, John.
Okay.
Because
I'll watch the second one.
I didn't like the second one as much.
We don't need to talk through this right now. We're getting everyone caught up on what we were doing here, guys. Let's just get through this real quick.
Who do we give it to, Damien?
Yes, we absolutely gave it to Damien over Samara Morgan. We gave this one to Dracula over the Go Man.
Yeah.
The next one, I believe we said Hannibal Lecter over whoever the hell that I can't see that one yet.
Yeah, Leatherface.
Yeah, this one was kind of a shock. I thought Leatherface would have taken it.
No way, man. Hannibal Lecter's way more just fucked up.
Dude, so I love that you just like freely type in front of us. I, at meetings, have to take notes, and I won't do it in front of people because I'm such an old man.
I think we gave this to Leprechaun, did we not?
Yeah, we gave it to Lubden. Or Lubdon.
I'm a leprechaun.
Yeah. Stop it, man. And we gave this to the Crypt Keeper over Count Orlok.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Pennywise over Pumpkinhead, easily.
Pumpkinhead was one that I never saw that one.
Yeah.
Are you going to write it correctly or we're just going to...
Oh, fuck off, Sam.
It's close enough. We're trying to get through this quickly, guys.
We gave this to Art.
Yeah. I mean, probably. I'm just talking about the movie.
Okay.
All right, Victor Crowley and Jigsaw. We said Jigsaw.
We gave it to Jigsaw. Yeah.
What is Victor Crowley from?
Hatchet.
Yeah, I never saw that either.
No, you know what? After we talked about it, it keeps popping up on my my Amazon Prime.
Of course. All right, we gave it to The Creeper over Babadook.
Yeah,
Babadook's.
It is a creepy movie.
I think we did The Predator over Wolfman.
That shocked me, but I'm stoked because I'm a big Predator fan.
Battle of the Dolls, we gave it to Chucky over Annabelle. I mean, that's not debatable. If you're listening to this right now or watching this right now and you thought we did that one wrong, just unsubscribe. Go away.
Unsubscribe.
All right, can we just start this bracket to get the listeners at least kind of excited rather than
let's do it. Then we can go through the other side.
Yeah. What are you talking about? No, we don't have time for that, Sam. That's what I'm saying. We're gonna blaze through. They've already heard all this because they obviously listened to me.
No.
And Brando do this.
Sam is saying, do we just go through this side of the bracket now instead of going through and updating the other side?
Well, then if we don't update, then we just have to do it later.
You guys,
are we gonna cut this?
No, we're not. This is just showing how unprepared we are and unprepared Brandon was specifically. He's like, "Oh, I have to get it loaded. Oh, I didn't know we needed that one.
I didn't have that one.
What heavy lifting are you doing?"
Yeah,
I had to get
Johnny's the guy.
I had to get your assholes together. I had to get you.
Johnny's the guy that took 10 minutes to get this thing to be able to screen share. Remember?
10 minutes. That's an over exaggeration. Obviously, Freddie won this one over Pazuzu. I don't even know who that is. It doesn't matter. You could put him against almost anybody, and Freddie would win. We got the Invisible Man versus.
That was the
Mothman.
Poltergeist.
Oh,
no, it's not Poltergeist.
I thought that's what the poltergeist looked like.
No. It's The Exorcist.
Exorcist.
Sorry.
This one was
actually,
invisible.
Actually, now that I know that, it's a little closer than I thought, but still, Invisible Man takes it over Mothman easily.
What is Mothman? Is that a movie or is that a character in a movie?
It's like an urban legend.
It's part of this bracket
Mothman.
that we're trying to get through, Sam. That's what it is. It's part of this bracket we're trying to get through. Phantom of the Opera versus Gizmo. We gave it to Gizmo. Spencer was upset about that, but he'll live. Angela Baker versus Tiffany Valentine. We gave it to Tiffany.
So this one was a close one. Ghostface and Max Caddy. You were like kind of torn on it. I remember.
I was, and it sucks because Ghostface is definitely longer lasting, better for the franchise. So I understood why both of you guys went with Ghostface, but Max Caddy, Cape Fear, just such an amazing movie, and the performance by Robert De Niro is what made it so close for me.
Yeah.
Sam.
We got.
Sam all day.
Jack Frost. Yeah.
So I got your Jack Frost, Michael Keaton.
You got my joke?
Reference.
Michael Keaton
I got
joke?
it.
Thank you. You know what's funny is I saw a couple memes making jokes about that afterward, too. I was like, see? I was just in a room with fools.
To the strangers.
Younger people. You're old. Well, you're the same age, I think, as Spencer.
Yeah, me and Spencer are the same age. Brandon is like
I'm
2
young.
years younger.
I'm very young.
Yeah, right. Okay, we gave it to Lori over Vampira. Easy. Jason Voorhees, Buffalo Bill. That was a tough one. I think we obviously had to go with longevity and everything. Jason Voorhees.
Jason.
Beetlejuice, Jack Skellington. That was Beetlejuice all day. Nothing against Jack Skellington, but come on, let's be real.
Come on, let's be real.
Patrick Bateman versus Captain Spaulding. This one was a.
This one was tough. We gave it to Bateman though, right?
We gave it to Bateman. Something about that movie.
It's such a good movie.
And
Captain
Spaulding too, but Captain Spaulding's a smaller role in House of a Thousand Corpses. Maybe that played into a little bit. I don't know. That one's debatable. I still say The Nun over who was that one?
The girl from The Grudge.
Oh, the girl from The Grudge. Yeah, Nun all day. Scissorhands versus Sweeney Todd. I think we did Scissorhands, didn't we?
We did do Scissorhands. It was a silly one.
That was a little odd one.
Thinking about that, a horror movie version of Edward Scissorhand would be badass.
Yeah, it would be, but it would be kind of like Freddy Krueger in Nightmare on Elm Street. Jaws versus Godzilla. We got Jaws, obviously.
Who did we give this one to?
You saying Scissorhands wasn't a little pedo?
Yeah, he wasn't like Freddy.
No, he just didn't act on it. We had Toxic Avenger and Xenomorph. Where did we end up on that? Do you remember?
I don't remember. Was it
Aliens? I think
you gave credit to Toxic Avenger, which actually that first movie when those guys drive over that kid riding the bike and graphically just run him over. Do you guys remember that part? It scarred me as a kid.
I don't remember.
All right.
We got it all filled out now. The last one was Pinhead. He's filled
Pinhead over Paimon.
So if you're all caught up, that's because you just listened, and good for you. Keep playing. All right, now
we're restarting this, and welcome to Drinks with John.
All right, now we're gonna really finish it. Thanks for bearing with us, everybody. You didn't really bear with us. You know, you had fun with it, and you didn't have your brackets filled out yet either. So
no,
way to catch
up.
We just did the speed Spencer's round. Not here, so
speed round.
Let's go. All right.
Yeah, Spencer did slow it down, but in a great way.
Spencer had a good argument.
So much insight. He had so much
Spencer
insight.
had a good argument and some good insight to this next matchup that we have. That was Michael Myers against Norman Bates, and he said that there would be no Michael Myers without Norman Bates.
This is true. However,
right? I have the however because, dude, I am a big Michael Myers fan.
Yeah.
Like, out of all of the horror franchises, icon stars, Michael Myers is my guy. So I got to go Michael Myers.
I'm going to back that one. I think it's got to be Michael Myers. Back to a couple others that we went through. We're talking longevity. We're talking a lot of things. Kudos to Norman Bates, though. I mean, that's just a bad draw. I think anyone that's going to run into a Michael Myers, a Freddy, or Jason, someone of that caliber in the first round that's a bad draw in this bracket. Better luck next year, buddy. Better luck next year. All right, Michael Myers wins it. What do you think, Sam? Not that it matters because it's 2-1 anyway.
Fuck your opinion, Sam.
Why am I even here? No, I agree with you. I personally like Norman Bates more. Psycho was more something I was into than Halloween. But as far as just horror icons, Norman Bates may be the origin for Michael Myers. Michael Myers surpassed. I mean, he's the bigger star of the at all.
Yeah, I think that's what it comes down to. There's a lot of ways to go, and I will say, anyone listening or watching this at home, like, I encourage you to send in what your answers or what you agreed with or disagreed with here. I mean, we don't really care, but if you want to send it in, I might check it out. We got Herbert West versus Ash Williams. I mean, that's an easy call for me.
I think I'm unanimous.
Yeah. We're unanimous on that.
Unanimous.
Ash Williams.
It's unanimous.
Once again, I love the picture of him holding up his boomstick.
But I will say that picture is from Army of Darkness. I wouldn't call that a horror movie. I would say Evil Dead is.
No. Army of Darkness is probably the best horror movie.
I love it, but it's
amazing.
I don't think it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get to this one though. Otis Driftwood and Damian Thorne.
Ooh,
that's a hard one.
That is a real tough one.
I could see Otis not flinching at killing a child, but Damian's got that demonic power.
Yeah, I mean, are we talking about a battle
right?
to the death? Are we talking about a battle to the death, or are we just talking about? I don't think we're talking about GOAT status here. We're not.
I think let's look at all facets. I think Otis would kill him. Yeah,
Otis would not kill him. First of all, there's no one's killing Damian. He's got all the power. Yeah, I mean, he could get nice and close and have the finger on the trigger, but he ain't gonna be able to pull it. There's no way in hell. Damian wins every time in that fight.
Okay.
I gotta agree with you. As far as character, however, Otis Driftwood is by far a more charismatic, more entertaining, more amazing character.
I agree on that front. I think they both have like the same number of movies under their belt. Weren't there like 3 Omens? And then there were 3
Omens. There were 3 Omens for sure. And then, there were remakes though too.
Yeah.
No one's remade House of a Thousand Corpses or Devil's Rejects yet.
Not yet.
Well, maybe Zombie will do a remake of his own movie. Who knows? No, he'd never do that. And also, I don't think he messed with those perfections, by the way.
I also feel like Damian is not fully grown, so his powers aren't even to its maximum yet.
This is a good point.
And even as a child, I still think he wins.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
But I don't know. That doesn't mean that I'm going with that, though, yet.
I'm going with Damian.
You going Damian? And are you going Otis, Brando?
I'm going to go Otis. I'll go Otis.
Okay, so it's up to me to decide here. Oof.
Yeah.
God, I was hoping.
Good yes-anding there, Brandon, so that John can be the deciding vote.
I know. I had to. Because I don't know. It's one where I'm teeter-tottering, but I'm going to go Otis just because more recent.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
It's a hard one. Down to you, Johnny.
Yeah, I mean, it really is a toss-up. There's no. I don't think there's a wrong answer on this one, to be honest. That's a real tough matchup, pretty evenly. And when you just talk about iconic, horror movies, it's going to be a debate on generations again here. It's debating who's the best. Who did I watch more when I watched basketball? Back in the day.
But when you talk generations, you're looking at Damian, and that's something that's transcended generations because that's prior to our time, right? I don't know if people
way prior to our time
from the past generation could look and say, "Oh, Otis Driftwood."
No, they couldn't. That's what I'm saying.
That's a good. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's why I'd like to say Damian. For me, as I'm gonna go with character. I'm gonna go Otis.
You're going Otis.
Oh,
I am. As much as I love Damian,
Okay.
The more I think about it, I want to be entertained too. As creepy and entertaining as Damian is, the character that is Otis Driftwood is just it's pretty tough to beat. He's up there on my list.
All right, I like it.
Dracula and Hannibal Lecter. I'll let you guys go first, just in case. But
I mean, this is hard. Dracula is such an iconic character.
Yeah, got him right here.
I'm gonna go Dracula.
I'm gonna go Hannibal Lecter on this one because, as much as Dracula is very iconic, he is just a narcissist, and I mean, he's just driven more out of like an animalistic thing.
No. Wait. It's
evil.
Because the picture of Dracula, isn't it? Now, if it wasn't Bela Lugosi and say it was Nicolas Cage, would you feel more inclined to root for that Dracula?
I mean,
yeah, it's Renfield.
Well, he plays Dracula in Renfield.
He plays Dracula in Renfield.
While Nicolas Cage is clearly the best Dracula ever. I'm gonna have to go with
Please, everyone roast him in the comments. Please, everyone roast him in the comments for that
unanimously. There's no debate. I'm gonna say Hannibal Lecter just because he's pure evil as an evil person. I mean, he's mentally unstable, but it's Dracula is just more of a creature of sucking blood and stuff like that to stay alive, I would say. So I'm gonna go.
I'm going to agree with Sam on this one. Say Hannibal Lecter for two reasons. One, you just touched on it. The more realism that someone like Hannibal Lecter could actually exist out there in the world, and I will say for Dracula, I'll go with the Jason Segel of Dracula is actually just really lonely and wants to find love. So in a lot of ways,
Oh my God.
he's not that bad of a guy. You know what I mean? Like,
well, there's too many comedies too around vampires now, where it's like, I mean, we love What We Do in the Shadows. So
could you imagine a comedy of Silence of the Lambs and Hannibal Lecter?
No, I
movies?
can't.
No.
I mean, they've done little parodies. I mean,
Yeah, like
they've
Scary
done little
Movie,
parodies,
yeah.
Scary Movie and stuff. But yeah. All right, we got
The
Lubdan.
Leprechaun.
The
versus
Leprechaun. Let's just. I never thought I've ever known that guy's character.
Me neither.
I was going with the Leprechaun against Crypt Keeper. Ooh, this is an interesting one, and it's tough for me.
I'm clear
So,
cut.
you're clear cut. You started off then.
Yeah.
Crypt Keeper is very iconic, and I totally respect that. But a lot of the stuff that you do is what you grew up with, and the Leprechaun was one of my favorites growing up, and so I got to go.
Is one of your favorites that you still didn't know the character's name is Lubdan?
Well, I'm bad with names, by the way. My wife will watch, and she knows everyone's. I know
Johnny.
faces.
That is Brandon.
I'm gonna be honest. He doesn't even have a name. I just can't spell leprechaun, so I put that.
Whistle go woo woo. All right, so what do you got, Brando?
I'm going Crypt Keeper, man. I grew up with Tales from the Crypt more so than I did Leprechaun.
See, I kind of did too. They're both at the same time, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. I do.
So
I do give
but is
props
it Crypiter Keeper?
Yeah, it's Crypter Keeper.
Creeper Keeper.
You have no room to speak. I'm just going to show.
I'm not texting right now.
Our text chain. You. What did you say before we hopped on this one? That was a typo that I corrected for you.
Did you have one? Well, I just said that my wife was
yeah.
together to get her was separated from autocorrect. And you talked about railing my wife. Thank you.
Yeah.
I did not. I talked about bukkake.
No, that's true.
There is a difference.
Doesn't necessarily mean insertion. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm the splitting. I'm the splitting factor here. I'm gonna go Crypt Keeper. Just because I'm tired of seeing Lubdan instead of Leprechaun on this fucking bracket. So
That's fair. Yeah. All right, this is a good one. We're at a battle of the clowns.
Oh, that's kind of
this
Pennywise.
It's clear cut.
Pennywise and Arthur.
I mean, it's
Clown.
clear cut, but but it's kind of cool how they had.
It is cool how it ended up like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we all agree it's
Unanimous. Art the Clown. Yeah.
Just kidding. No, it's fucking Pennywise.
So, quick story about that. My wife decided I don't care about rated R movie. I grew up watching Predator. It was my first rated R. I remember it. I loved it. But my wife decided to let my 9-year-old son. She's like, "Oh, you've been asking about it. Let's watch it." And my son watched it and was fine. And then, of course, he never wakes up with nightmares. He woke up in the middle of the night saying, "Hey guys, I'm not sleeping that well." We're like, all right.
Of course. It's not just a rated R movie. It's a rated R movie about a clown killing children. That's a very specific kind of storyline for a child to see. All right, let's get to the other side.
2 years old when I first saw it, man, and terrified.
I've never seen the original.
Petrified. Oh, the originals. Terrified.
The originals. You've never seen the original. That's amazing. All right, we got Jigsaw versus the Creeper. Clear cut for me. What do you guys think?
Clear cut, I think.
Yeah, it's got to be Jigsaw. Creeper.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Saw X yet?
No,
I haven't seen it yet.
I saw it. It was not like the other ones. It's a good story.
Cool. I like that. All right, here's a tough one. This one's going to be a split decision, I believe.
Not for me.
Not for me.
For you?
Yeah, no.
But I think
Chucky.
you guys, yeah. What do you? I think based on what Sam just said, he might be going Predator.
Yeah, I got to go Predator.
All right. Yeah, that's why I thought it was going to be a split decision. And
I
now
don't feel like
gotta
it's a
come down
horror
to me.
movie though. You know what? To be fair, it's a sci-fi movie, so
Sci-fi
It
horror,
is sci-fi.
though.
It's not a
sci-fi
horror.
slash horror. It's
well, I
sci-fi
guess
slash
Aliens
horror.
is in the same boat.
Yep,
So
Aliens
I'll
and
stick.
Predator.
For the sake of it, I'll stick with Predator.
And I gotta be the deciding factor. Predator, amazing. As I said on the episode with Spencer, first one, Arnold, Jesse Ventura, countless other big action stars in it. Made it awesome. But I don't know that you need action stars in horror movies when we're going up against Chucky. You got Glover, Danny Glover in the second one. As I said, terrifying line of "Want some candy," so good. But again, going with my tattoos, I'm gonna give it to Chucky. I got to. Child's
man.
Play, the franchise, so good.
I
Fucking
will say,
terrifying.
after your guys' last talk, I will never see the Predator again without thinking about that game where you put the mouth guards in that
Oh,
opens
yeah.
up your
Yeah.
I was
It
like,
makes it a
oh
little
my-
goofier. Makes it a
Yep,
little
yep.
goofier. This one's easy for me. We could just move on. We got Freddy Krueger versus the Invisible Man.
I mean,
Although we
know,
all love the Invisible Man. That's why he won his first match. He's gonna lose this one.
Yeah, definitely gonna lose. We got giving it to Freddy.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to check out that
absolutely.
new Visible Man. I don't remember hearing about that one.
Yeah, I don't remember hearing about that one either. The last one I remember was with Kevin Bacon. So we got Gizmo against Tiffany. So we're going back to kind of dolls. I mean, I know it's a gremlin, but I mean, for all, movies versus movies. I know where I'm going. I'll start it off. I'm going Tiffany Valentine.
I'll go Gizmo. I stuck with him the first round. I'll stick with him in this round.
So, I think obviously Tiffany is more. She's set to kill more than Gizmo. He's the nice one, but that doesn't necessarily mean Gizmo doesn't have the potential to become a gremlin. So I'm gonna actually have to bump out Tiffany and go with Gizmo.
Oh,
Dude,
Chucky's
if
gonna
Gizmo
be
makes it to the
pissed.
finals,
Chucky is gonna be pissed. You guys are fucked.
oh,
right.
this is
What
a
we
tough
got?
one for me here. Ghostface
up,
and
dude.
Sam. I'm being serious.
Really?
Yeah, I hadn't seen the Scream franchise until last year,
Oh wow,
but I did love it. Yeah, I know.
It's
It was just
amazing.
one I didn't grow up with.
It's easy for me. I'm going Ghostface. What say you?
I mean, I'm going Sam. Sam, up to you.
We don't need two Sams. I'm gonna stick with Ghostface. Ghostface is an
Yeah.
iconic horror. I mean, like
So he's
there's
up
so many
there.
generations that know Ghostface. Not
Yeah.
the fact that Johnny had to ask who's Sam, like
Yeah,
that kind of shows you.
that's fair. That's fair.
All right, we got the Strangers versus Laurie Strode. I mean, Strangers are great, but you gotta in my opinion, you gotta give it to Laurie, Jamie Lee Curtis.
What is that from?
What,
Little
the Strangers?
Strode?
No, Laurie Strode.
From Halloween.
Hello,
Yeah, but
Jamie Lee
Jamie.
Curtis.
but she's not a bad guy.
She
No,
has a
she's
kill count,
iconic.
don't she?
She does have a kill count.
Yeah, but she's the hero.
Yeah.
But she's also. We're talking about kings and
Icons.
queens of the
We're talking-
icons.
Well,
of the
I guess
franchise.
Ash is also
Yeah.
a good
Yeah,
pick.
exactly.
Strangers.
You're on Strangers? Well, I'm going to go Laurie on this one because, again, Halloween is my favorite franchise, favorite movie.
Ooh, what
Laurie
if it ends up
Strode.
being Laurie versus Michael Myers at the end?
We got to go to the kill count. She's got
Yeah.
one kill, and it's only Michael.
Yeah, and it is the good kill. All right, we got Beetlejuice versus Jason. Much as I love Michael Keaton, I mean, it's the wrong bracket to be in again.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah,
Got to agree here. Got to agree. Giving it to.
It's funny how some of this lines up just like sports teams. You never know how it's going to go. Sometimes you get two good ones, two layups. Like, oh, it's obviously
Yeah,
that
yeah.
person, and then some
Right.
right.
yeah, that's why it's
Like,
fun.
this one's an obvious, I think. Patrick Bateman and the Nun
Oh yeah, Patrick Bateman all day.
Yeah, I agree.
all day long, right? Like, come on, that's a shoot.
I mean, it was a narrow victory over Captain Spaulding, and I'd put
Right.
Captain Spaulding over.
Here's an
Wiggins.
interesting one.
Scissorhands versus Jaws.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's funny. It's a funny one, but I know where I'm going with it.
The
think I
guy
know
who can't
Sam's
masturbate.
That would be awesome.
That's a horror, guys.
That is horror.
That is a horror. That's what makes it a horror movie right there.
I'm sticking with Edward Scissorhands. I know you guys are going Jaws though, right?
I'm going Jaws.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely going Jaws.
Jaws just pisses me off because of that one list Sam generated.
I know.
Last year.
I agree.
Only reason I'm going against Jaws.
It was because the other ones didn't even.
Well, yeah, Jaws was the only good one. Yeah, I agreed. That was the only good one.
We got Xenomorph versus Pinhead. A tough one. A very tough one. In some ways. In others, not so tough. For me, I love the Alien franchise. Don't get me wrong. They've been on, in my house the last couple weeks, actually, because Lacey had never seen the original ones. So got to go back. Amazing movies, amazing films, kind of like first of their. I mean, that first Aliens with Sigourney Weaver and the whole scene popping out of the stomach. That was the first time anyone had seen anything like that, and then it was parodied over and over. So I'm saying all that to give the flowers on this day to the Xenomorph. Unfortunately, not making it onto the next round, in my opinion. Got to go with Pinhead. Just the terrifying factor of being a demon from hell and all the other. Aren't they called Xenomorphs in fucking Hellraiser as well?
No, I think it's a xenomorph or something.
Xenomorph, something like that. Now I forget.
Xenomorph. I think it's a xenomorph.
Xenomorph. That's what it is. Xenomorph.
Yeah.
More partial to the mighty Morphin.
Power Rangers, right? Mm-hmm. Going Pinhead. You guys go ahead and give your opinions that don't matter.
Well, I think yours is a layup.
Yeah, I think both take extraordinary amounts of time to get costumes on and makeup. I'm gonna give it to Doug though. I mean, Doug's the homie, so Pinhead. I'm biased.
It's got to go. And John was incorrect. The first time I saw someone pop out of a stomach was on Spaceballs. So, well, it might have started on Aliens. That's the first time my childhood I saw.
Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragdoll gal.
Oh, shit, man.
And I didn't even know what that reference was. I just thought that was weird as fuck when I was a kid. I was like, where did this come from?
Check, please.
Yeah. Well, this one's a layup too, I feel like.
I mean,
it's a layup for you guys, but
Michael
I know you guys
Myers
are going
and
Michael
Ash
Myers
Williams.
against Ash Williams. I know you guys are going to go Michael Myers, but that's tough for me, man. I honestly, I know Michael Myers is going on, and probably rightfully so. However, I'm just gonna give the flowers to Ash Williams and say I had your back, buddy. I was groovy. Groovy.
I gotta give Ash Williams is probably one of my favorite movie characters of all time, though.
Yes, yes.
I mean, just
Bruce Campbell just nails it. It's so it would not be as amazing without Bruce Campbell too. I mean, there's
Hail
no
to the
other
King,
person
baby.
to play that.
Yeah.
Hail to the King, baby. All right.
By the way, real quick, was that your guys' was that thought about when you guys wrote that song?
No, not at all.
No, I think about it every time I hear the song.
I wish it would be a lot cooler if it was. All right, we got Hannibal Lecter. Hannibal Lecter? He's left-handed. It's the left-handed Hannibal Lecter versus Otis Driftwood. As much as it pains me to say, because I love Otis Driftwood, I'm going Hannibal Lecter on this one. Just because, Hannibal Lecter is one of the greatest, and to be, win an Oscar, like as Spencer was saying, throwing that in with Sir Anthony Hopkins playing the role. I mean, that's a hot. I mean, well,
that one's tough.
Otis. Yeah, Bill Moseley playing Otis too. Bill Moseley's pretty fucking amazing.
Right?
Well, they're both mentally ill murder. Like, if you really think about what drives them and what's behind it.
Yeah, and they're both like they're within the realm of possibility in your imagination of being real people too.
Oh yeah,
it does
even
make
in a
it
fight,
tough.
If it came to a fight to the death, I think it would also still be very close.
Very close. I mean, Hannibal with his fucking knives and shit is fucking something to behold. His little scalpels, how he could just like quickly get through everybody. It's pretty amazing. All right, I'll start it off. I'm gonna make the hard decision and say Hannibal Lecter.
Sam, what say you?
I think it's going to be probably unanimous. Hannibal Lecter. Just if we're going on iconic horror people, I mean, he's He's one of the top ones.
No,
Sorry, Bill.
totally
You were.
agree.
I think Bill had a good run, but
Yeah.
and I hate to see him out of the bracket, but that's just the way it fell.
I think
Crypt
here's
Keeper
another
and
one.
Pennywise.
I think this is another unanimous one, but I hate to see the Crypt Keeper go.
I agree.
I like how we were like depressed. Like, sorry guys, good try, good
it's
effort.
getting harder. It's getting as it's getting further into the thing. I'm like, oh, I just don't want to. I don't want to leave anyone off this list now.
Oh,
Yes.
this is another one, man.
That one is tougher for me.
That's fucked. That's a fucked one.
I don't even know.
I need a second. Anyone want to go first?
Oh,
I mean, let's break it down, right? Like
Yeah.
if we look at it in terms of franchises, both are pretty legendary. They got some bulk there.
Oh,
How
yeah.
many Saw movies have there been? 10, right?
There's
You look
been
at
10.
the Chuckies, look at the remakes.
They even
look
have a
at the
TV show.
TV series. Yeah, exactly.
If you're comparing the franchise overall,
But that's just one aspect. But
Yeah, that is just one aspect. It goes to Chucky, but that's also.
well, it doesn't go to Chucky.
Could
I
be
think there's
based.
more money in Saw. Wasn't Saw above?
But if you're
Child's
talking
Play?
about the entire catalog, yes, that would be movies apples to apples, absolutely. But when you factor in a lot of other things with the entire franchise, I believe Chucky.
yeah, when
is
you get
a
into
larger
merchandising, I
franchise?
think Chucky probably tops it. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know. An argument could be made either way, and neither one of us really know. Either one of us, rather.
If you threw me in a room with both of them, I'd be more scared of Chucky than Jigsaw. Jigsaw would be like, I need like 3 days to set this thing up for you to do. And then Chucky would just like fuck my shit up, you know?
Yeah, that's
fair.
true.
Yeah.
That
go
sold
Chucky.
me. That sold me. I'm going Chucky. I'm going
Let's
Chucky.
go. Let's look at it another route. Battle to the death. You have an evil doll versus a man with cancer.
Chucky wins, dude. Chucky wins for sure.
Well, no, I mean, his face isn't even really, when you think about Saw, you think more of the doll that rolls out than you
Yeah.
do him.
Yeah.
So I think we've proven our case.
I think it's Chucky. I think it's Chucky.
I think you're right.
It doesn't mean I like the movies necessarily, all the movies necessarily better or anything like that. You know, there's hits and misses on both of them, I believe.
But yeah, in the terms that we broke it down in, I think this is.
You got
this
Freddy
is tough.
versus
God.
Gizmo. It's not tough for me, but you guys just want to see
I'll let you guys
Gizmo make it
first.
to the
I'll let you guys
finals.
go first.
John.
Mine's easy. It's Freddy. Freddy all day.
Freddy.
Freddy versus Gizmo. Freddy wins every time.
You know, I told you in text last week that I was taking Gizmo to the championship, so I'm going Gizmo.
Oh God.
So
If Freddy gets
knowing,
knocked out right now, the fucking comment section is gonna go nuts.
so I
Sam.
feel like Freddy's had a good run.
Oh come on, you fuckers! Don't do it.
I think
Don't do it. You're
Gizmo-
ruining this whole fucking game.
Gizmo has a lot of untapped potential if you just fed him after midnight. But I did throw it to you guys first because I remember Brandon's text. So, but Freddy is hands down.
Okay, thank God. I was gonna turn this table that doesn't exist in front of me over.
Well, if I went with Gizmo, it would be on par with the lists I make.
Yeah, it would actually. It would be exact. That's how I would expect it to go down if you made this list.
Now
Ooh,
this is a
tough
good one. This is a good one.
Ghostface versus Lori.
I'll go first. Ghostface all day on this one for me. I again, she's the good guy. I don't think she should be.
But if, all
This
right,
far.
if we're looking at it in terms of let's go battle to the death, right? Like they're both humans, and Lori is that.
Lori is actually
She's the protagonist. She's the one that takes down the bad guy, man.
And
And there has been multiple ghost faces.
And there has been many different ghost faces. That's the whole thing about him is it's never the same ghost face.
Yeah.
Shit, that's really tough. If we're doing a
Damn, you
battle,
want Ghostface? I'm going Lori, so it's up to you, John. Let's see what you got.
yeah, I kind of figured that's where we were going to end up here. Wait, you said you went Lori, right?
Mhm.
Okay, Lori versus Ghostface.
Tiebreaker.
You're right. In a heads up battle, I would give it to Lori for sure. If we're talking originality too, I mean, you going back to the first. She was like the first chick in these horror movies. You know, that was like. I mean, she was, she was objectified. Let's be real. And those early couple movies and.
Actually, she wasn't, right? She's the only one who didn't show her boobs, didn't?
She didn't show her boobs, but I mean, she didn't.
She did
I
in
don't think
John's
she
mind.
had to. Like, it was still like.
She didn't have
She was,
to.
she was stacked.
Not in-
dude. like she
Hey,
Not
was,
in your head.
Side note, props to her. Do you guys remember True Romance or not True Romance? True Lies.
True Lies. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And we're like, oh, who's this lady?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I remember I was a little young and I was like, who's this old lady? It's kind of good. But I mean, I was young. Oh, she did great when she came back in for American Horror Story too. When they did the college one. That was the sorority one. That was great. That was fantastic. And there was another movie another show she was in too that was kind of like that.
She's always great. She looks fun as a person in real life.
But
Yeah.
you got to break it apart from the actress versus the character.
So, okay, we're doing characters. Ghost is the face of the franchise as well. So I'm gonna go Ghostface based on that because we're coming with franchise versus franchise right now. And although Laurie is a huge, gigantic part of it, probably second only to the face of the franchise, which is Michael Myers. So I got to give it to Ghostface.
I think that's fair.
Jason Voorhees versus Patrick Bateman.
Man.
This one just hurts. I know what the answer has to be, but it
Yeah.
hurts.
Yeah.
It hurts. I'm not going to lie because I fell in love with this character in American Psycho. So, I mean, that was when I first saw that movie, I immediately bought it. Because first I had to rent it on VHS. Yep, that's true, everybody. I am that old. And then I bought it on DVD. And I watched that movie over and over. It's not going to eat itself. Go ahead, bite it. Chainsaws, everything. I got to go return some videotapes. I mean, it's just so many classic, fucking good.
Dude.
It's so
good.
original too. It wasn't just a regular slasher. It's
it's the it's the best slasher.
Yeah.
I think in categorizing American Psycho as a slasher is spot on, Sam. And it is the most. It's by far my favorite slasher, just pure slasher.
Well, these are both slashers, but it's one has
Jason
more
Voorhees
of a story,
is
and the other one's more iconic.
Yeah, Jason Voorhees and Friday the 13th have kind of propelled themselves past just slasher, though. You know what I mean? And not saying American Psycho couldn't have done that as a franchise as well, but it doesn't hit that mark.
It does have the branding, the hockey mask, and the machete.
Exactly. So as painful as it is, give the roses to Patrick Bateman. I think we're all saying the same thing. It's got to be Jason Voorhees moving on in this bracket today.
I think you're right.
Yep.
All right, this takes us down to our last.
Ooh,
And as we're pissing you all off, please leave comments about how wrong we are. I want to read them all.
Yeah, we actually do. I can't wait. All right, we got Jaws versus Pinhead. Oof. Oof. I know where I'm going with it. What do you? What's it?
I'm going Pinhead, man. I hate Jaws because of that list.
Yeah. What do you say, Sam?
He's torn. This isn't an easy one for him.
I don't think I really classified Jaws as a horror until I got older. When it's not your typical horror movie,
which is what makes it kind of amazing, though, because it was a Steven Spielberg.
And the fear it put in so many people.
Oh, dude, no one wanted to go in any bodies of. I mean, I didn't want to go in any bodies of water. I was worried, let alone the ocean.
At first glance, I thought this was a layup because Pinhead is like iconically horror, but I'm gonna mix it up and go Jaws. So let you break the tie here.
Well, I'm glad you did that, Sam, because I wanted to have the opportunity once again to tell you how fucking mad I am about that list fucking several months ago. If you ever bring a list like that again.
You mean when I bring another list?
Yeah, I know. No, I'll enjoy it, but we're going Pinhead. I love Jaws. I agree with you. The fact that it transcended so much and struck fear. I agree, but it's for what this is, I think we got to go Pinhead.
You know what I wish we would have done in the beginning.
Is.
I wish we would have put money on what the final four are going to be because
there's always next year, Sam. Or we could make another bracket for the actual March Madness coming up in 6 months here. So
and also we're the ones picking it, but we are going to put money on it.
I know, right? But no, I'm just saying, like, you could kind of tell who's going to make it to the end because yeah.
Okay.
All right, we got a tough one here.
We're at the quarterfinals.
Michael Myers versus Hannibal Lecter. I know where Brandon's going.
Easy one for me. So you guys Go ahead,
Yeah,
take the floor.
we know Brandon's rung in at Michael Myers. Sam, what say you?
I mean, I kind of think that we're going to be unanimous on this. I don't know, but I appreciate Hannibal Lecter, but Michael Myers as a horror character is much scarier to me than Hannibal.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd say scarier, but
He just won't stop. Like,
he won't stop.
You could kill Hannibal Lecter. You can't kill Michael Myers.
In theory, but no one seems to know how to catch the motherfucker. So, and it's just it is, okay, I'm going to give the flowers real quick, and then we are going to say.
Just push him over. He'll break a hip at this point.
Wow. You're talking about fucking Odin, brother. Better recognize.
He died too.
Yeah, but real quick before we move on, because I don't want to move on from Hannibal Lecter that easily. It's the intelligence and the factor that really puts him up there.
I know that scares you.
As we're talking about, intelligence scares me. Fuck you, dude. That was good. But no, in general, it's just like that's a tough matchup for me. Like, to be honest, it's got to go Michael Myers though. Based on this bracket, how we're doing it today, really franchise versus franchise, and Halloween, it's going to be real tough to beat. So let's move on. Michael Myers takes that one.
Let's jump over to the other side of the bracket here. We got Freddy Krueger and Ghostface.
I know where mine is. It's a very easy one for me, although they're both Wes Craven creations. The late great Wes Craven. But I know where mine is, so I'll let you guys debate it real quick.
I'll go and then I'll let Brandon go. So I'm actually, if you were to ask me 5 years ago or 10 years ago, I would say Freddy, but I feel like Ghostface culturally has surpassed Freddy. And the fact that there's been so many, current Ghostface movies, and Freddy, without Robert, you really can't make it. So just for legacy from here forward, I'm going to have to go with Ghostface.
That's a good point, because I think you're right. Culturally, you see a lot more Ghostface than you do Freddy Krueger. But I think the impact that Freddy made initially as that character has the longevity, and Robert Englund has just made that character so iconic that I'm going to go Freddy Krueger, man. That one just sticks out to me when I look at those two side by side. It's Freddy all day.
And when you think horror movie, like, that's one of the movies that come. I mean, that's one of the characters.
He's an icon.
He is.
So that's why I got to go Freddy as well. As much as I love Wes Craven, I do love Wes Craven. As much as I love Ghostface, but going back to what we said earlier, it is a bunch of different characters, and as you said, only one can be Freddy, and that is Robert Englund.
Did you guys remember there was a doll that came out in like the
one.
80s, and it was like a regular face, and then you could put the Freddy on and change? Do you know what I'm talking about? It was a classic 80s toy.
And you could put the face on it?
Yeah, it was cool. It looked like a regular guy, and then it had this two pieces that would go on its head, and a hat and the glove, and you could turn him into Freddy. And it was.
Oh, I do remember that. That.
I loved it. Yeah.
And didn't it also, like, the sweater came on too?
Yep.
I did have that toy. I do remember that toy. Okay, we're going left side of the bracket first with Pennywise versus Chucky. I hate this. I hate all four.
This is a good one.
That are on my screen right now. So
this is wild, because these are the two movies that, for me growing up, my parents had me watch as a child. I'm talking like 2 years old, and they distinctly stand out in my mind.
Really?
The clown and the Chucky doll. Yeah.
I mean, there's two. Those are two characters that are. I mean,
terrifying.
they're targeting children.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I
mean, it's a good matchup. It's a really good matchup. It's very ironic that they ended up against each other, because there's a lot that could be said about both.
Man, this is really hard for me.
Sam, why don't you start it off, because it's really tough for me too. Is it kind of clear to you?
So yeah, the cool thing about both of them is they've had such a long running history, but they're also both relevant today. So Pennywise has, it has recent remakes, so it's reached this new generation. Chucky has a current show on, so it's still relevant. Yeah. But I didn't have the tie to it when I was younger, but more importantly for me, Chucky is just one of those Freddy Krueger's, Jason, like that. that everybody knows who Chucky is, whether you've seen the movie or not. So I gotta go Chucky.
Mm.
Yeah,
You
I'm
want to
still
go
very
last?
torn. No, I don't want to go last. I think I'm gonna dial in here. As much as I think you're right, Sam, and Chucky is one of those icons of horror, I'm gonna go Pennywise. I think Stephen King wrote and created a great character with Pennywise here. Um, I
To
love
be fair,
seeing the
Pennywise
meme.
is scarier, right?
Pennywise, I
Yes.
think, is scary. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love seeing the meme that comes around every now and then where it's Stephen King's tit on the cover of It. If you guys have never seen that.
What? No, what do you explain?
It's a shirt. It's the cover of It, but it's Stephen King shirtless, and it says Stephen King's tit. And it's just like his boobies sticking up. It's great.
Things up your alley.
I do like Stephen King.
That does not sway me one way or the other.
That
Stephen King's tit doesn't sway you?
Sure doesn't, buddy. Sure doesn't.
Dude.
All right, so you're going Pennywise. Sam's got
Go on
Chucky.
Pennywise, yeah.
All right, it's very tough, and there's this is another one where I don't think that there is a wrong answer. I can see arguments on both sides. However, I'm going to go with Chucky. I'm going to go with Child's Play as the franchise. Pennywise, amazing, made-for-TV movie, the first go-around, 2-part series. Amazing depiction for being on TV. And then the remakes were incredible as the movies. I thought that they were really, really well done. Really brought a more grandiose imagination to it. And really love those movies. So kudos to Pennywise. But I got to go Chucky. Now, on the other side, we have one that's maybe even harder for me in Jason Voorhees versus Pinhead. I got to let you guys go first because I almost want to fucking flip a coin. I almost want to flip a fucking coin. But
yeah, I think it's easy for me too.
All right, so you guys say what
Brandon, you go first.
As much as I do love the Hellraiser movies, and I think Pinhead's a great character, when you think horror and you think scary movie and slasher, it's Jason Voorhees all day, man. That Jason mask is iconic. Like, I just went to Walmart today, and there's still a rack full of Jason masks.
Yeah.
There's not pins or nails for Pinhead, you know?
There's a little bit. I see a little bit, but it's hard. It's a harder mask, to be honest.
It is a harder mask. It's a harder mask. I just think all around, though, from a franchise, from a retail perspective and monetary value behind it, the Friday the 13th franchise, it's up there, man. I'm going Jason Voorhees.
Did you guys watch the Pinhead or the Hellraiser TV show?
No.
I never did.
Because it was a female, right? That was Pinhead.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, is that?
10,
I didn't know
10
it
or
was
15 years ago or something, right? Or how long ago was that?
It wasn't that long ago. Like 3 years
wow.
ago, 2 years ago.
Yeah,
I never watched.
I thought it was
that
a
show.
movie. Didn't know it was a TV series.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like I don't know.
It was a
Obviously,
show.
none of us know.
At any rate, Sam, safe to say you're going Jason Voorhees?
Yeah, I am. As much as I enjoyed Hellraiser on Showtime as a 12-year-old, I've seen boobs for the first time. Well, not for the first time, but I gotta
like
go
bags
Jason.
of sand, weren't they?
Yep.
I hope a few of you got that reference out there. Before we move on, though, I will say I agree with you guys. It has to be Jason Voorhees in this specific case. However, I hate to see Pinhead go. Another sad moment, especially when you think of how. I mean, it's tough because there's only so many on Mount Rushmore. Let's think of it that way. Yeah. How many? Who do you put on the Mount Rushmore of horror? Like who are the guys, the busts that go up in the mountain? And I think Pinhead. There's an argument for Pinhead, but Jason Voorhees, you could not leave him off that list. You just couldn't.
Yeah. No, and Pinhead is also one of those like Freddy.
Jason's like there, yeah.
Jason's like Freddy. It's the same. It's Doug Bradley. It's like it's got to be him, so that is great. And Jason has been multiple people,
which is hard because we just went the other way with it, but with Freddy. But it's also Freddy's. I mean, you can't take Freddy off of Mount Rushmore either. I think the three that that are kind of undebatable is Michael Myers, Jason, and Freddy. I have to be on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
Well, we just made our Mount Rushmore right here.
Well, I feel
guys. We
like
have our
Pinhead
final
is
four.
usually in there too on the
That's what I'm
fourth
saying.
one.
There's an argument
Yeah.
made for him,
Yeah.
but let's see where if this is also brackets. We're going brackets, which makes it a little tougher. So we got Michael Myers versus go all the way down. Chucky.
Yeah.
Hate to see you go, my little friend.
Mhm.
I think
Yeah.
we're all in agreement on that one.
I
And
agree.
this is why this brings another one. Does Chucky have an argument for the fourth spot on Mount Rushmore?
Oh,
That's
that
the
you know,
question.
yeah, you're right.
It
I
could
feel
go.
like-
It could go a lot of ways because I would put Leatherface up there too, even though he got
Yes.
knocked out pretty early.
He
I
got
think
knocked
that's
out early
another-
because of who he's put up against. Let's be real. So
Yeah, but I think that's another iconic character, man.
there's
when you
arguments
think-
to be made for who's going to get that fourth spot. There's a few people in the running, in my opinion. But I do
I
think
agree.
Michael Myers has a solid spot on the Mount Rushmore.
I feel like anyone in that friend shirt you have where it's like got
Well,
there's like
Pinhead's
6
on
of
that
them.
one, but there's a little extra. There's Pinhead's on that one, and Chucky's on that one,
Yeah.
and not Jigsaw, but the toy and Jigsaw. All right, who we got? Jason Voorhees.
And
Do we have Freddy
Krueger.
versus Jason? Did we get a
do.
Freddy versus Jason?
We have Freddy
Oh
versus
my
Jason.
God!
And I'm gonna go first because I know it's gonna be the opposite. I am a Jason guy. Growing up, I love Jason. I love the machete. I pretended I was him as a kid. That was my jam. So I'm gonna go with Jason.
For that same reason, I'm going to go opposite.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Freddie was the one that I mimicked going around, taking my 4 fingers and stabbing my friends in the stomachs. Trying to laugh while you're doing it. There's just, again, this is a tough one for me.
This is a very
in all
tough
way.
one.
However,
This one,
Freddie, it's Freddie for me because when it's neck and neck like this, what edges Freddie for me just a touch is the character. There's actual realism, like there's dialogue to this character. There's depth to this character. Not that there's not no depth to Jason. Obviously,
You love pedophiles. The depth that they
I
have.
just think the pedophile,
Oh,
like
man.
in Freddy versus Jason,
That
the
is scary.
pedophile got the better of him in there because he brought him back to being a child.
Yeah. That's
I'll
that's
go
right.
Freddy.
That's right.
yeah.
All right, go ahead, Brando. You're the deciding factor.
These are two of the most iconic characters. Growing up, though, like I mentioned before, I was a Halloween guy, so I was always Michael Myers. So I never really got into these franchises as much, but the one that I did get into was Friday the 13th. But just bringing it back to a cultural standpoint and trying to scale which one of these characters is bigger, I got to go Jason Voorhees, man. I think Jason just comes out a little bit cleaner here as just a bigger.
This is
icon of
bullshit,
horror.
guys. This is
I was
straight
like,
up
that
fucking
hurts,
bullshit.
Johnny.
I know it's gonna hurt you. I knew it would hurt you, man. I really did.
Hey, but again, you guys, we all in agreement of those 3 being solid busts on the Mount Rushmore. We all agree with that,
100%.
right?
Those are cemented in, dude.
This is a tough one for me. We are down.
All right,
to
we'll do
the
this next week,
finals.
guys. See you later.
see ya.
Thank you.
Wouldn't that be great? We should do that.
That would be pretty funny.
So Jason Voorhees versus Michael Myers to decide the king, because both of them are male, or I believe they are. Let's go. It's tough. You got 2 very similar characters. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
In the way that
Unstoppable murder machines.
Yeah. I mean,
However,
wins
without a Michael Myers in a Halloween movie,
there's no
you
Jason
wouldn't have
Voorhees.
a Friday the 13th.
This is true. But has Michael Myers ever been to space?
I mean, that's a
It's a
good
very
point.
good
factor.
point. It's a
a
very
factor.
good point.
Jason doesn't just murder on Earth. You're right. He's and in the future, right?
Wasn't there a Halloween that didn't have Michael Myers in it and it was real bad? It was like the
Season of
third,
the Witch, Halloween.
Season of the Witch.
3.
3.
Yeah.
Terrible. How do you even have that in your the only one that Jason Voorhees is in the very first one, well, until the very end, because
Right.
it's actually his mother that's the killer.
Right.
Sorry to spoiler alert for everyone who's never seen the movie. Come on, it's fucking 30
The
plus
Halloween
years ago.
movies, they were supposed to be like anthology, right? Where every movie was supposed to be different, but the first two they made about Michael Myers, and then magically on the third one they're like, no, we're gonna make this story different. And
Yeah, and then they realized their
it's just
folly and went
terrible.
right back to a much better.
Let's talk about the
franchise.
costumes. We got a hockey mask and a
A
machete,
William Shatner mask.
or William Shatner and a knife.
That's pretty terrifying.
Shatner's pretty terrifying, dude.
I mean, his acting is, but
No way, dude. I love me some Shatner. I love Shatner.
everybody loves Shatner.
Yeah, man, it's tough. People are gonna
think-
choose their sides, but it's gonna be that's a hard one.
Don't you think that it is like timing too? Of like, I'm thinking about today and versus what I would choose like 5 years ago. I feel like things just change.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like music. It's just like music. There's things you go back to and you realize, oh, I actually did really like that, you know?
I mean, if we're going that route too, I mean, look at which one had the most recent rejuvenation of a franchise.
Well, yeah.
They just pumped out 3 new Halloween movies. And I thought they were really solid too.
They were solid.
By the way,
I like the ones that Danny McBride did.
Yeah.
Those were fun.
Yeah.
Voorhees. I don't think I've ever really looked at that word. It almost looks like vroom. It's a fun word.
Did you just go high on us real quick? Like, vroom. It's a fun word to say. Vroom. Chris Farley over here.
I don't know. Are we ready?
I don't know. This is a tough one. I'll go ahead and start it off in the interest of getting this thing fucking done. Both amazing. It's really hard for me. I'm gonna go Michael Myers. I'm gonna go Michael Myers on this, based on the fact that without Michael Myers, there would be no Jason Voorhees alone. That's where, for me, again, we got two competitors that are neck and neck, and the slight advantage goes to the original Halloween with Michael Myers for me. I remember watching it as a kid when there's the whole, party in the haystack or whatever, the Halloween party that's happening there. Such an iconic chase, quote unquote chase scene, him just coming out from behind the stacks of hay and the pitchfork that that he takes. It's
Buster
it's
Rhymes.
very tough. It's very tough. You at that point you still don't understand why he never dies. It's
He also never went silly. Like
No,
Jason
he
X
never
went
went
silly.
He went weird. They did the whole
Yeah, they did
thorn
weird.
the thorn thing. If you follow, like in
and
4,
again
5,
we
and
do
6.
we do know the biggest flop was the third. Out of both franchises, the third Halloween is the biggest flop in my opinion.
Yeah, it doesn't include him. But what I do like though, it's not an official ending, but in the last Halloween Kills or Halloween Ends, there's an unofficial ending where once Michael's dead, his mask is sitting on the table, and at the end of the movie it closes and there's a close up. They pan around to the backside of the mask and it has a silver shamrock stamp on it to call back to that third movie to be one of the masks from that movie. And I thought that was brilliant, and it should have been the official ending.
I thought you were going to say the leprechaun is actually Michael Myers the whole time.
Yeah, like Michael Myers, the actor, right? Mike Myers.
Yeah.
I'm the leprechaun.
They should have done that at the end.
Yeah.
Michael Myers.
I'm the leprechaun. All right. I think we both said Michael Myers. Right.
I think we're all yeah.
Yeah.
You agree, Michael Myers? All right. I think that's it, guys. I think we crowned Michael Myers this year's
There you go.
King of Halloween. I think there's a lot. Again, guys, this was actually a lot of fun going through this and having the breakdowns because of the brackets. Right. That's what made it more interesting. If we put these guys head to head that early, who knows who's coming out, right? That's the brilliance of the bracket. So yeah, a lot of things to be said for who won over who. As Sam said, as I've said, as we've all said, please let us know where you think it went right and where it went wrong, on whether right here on the episode or on the comments for wherever you're listening to this podcast, social media, all that stuff. Make sure you guys let us know what you think about our bracket that we just filled out.
And tell us how wrong we are.
That's what the internet's for. That's what it's for these days, to tell everyone just how wrong they are. And on that note, boys, thank you guys. Everyone have an amazing weekend. And yeah, we got a great guest coming on Tuesday. Should I tease it a little bit?
Tease it.
Fellow bassist of a band, iconic band. Well, he's not in it anymore, but he's doing some.
It
great
was a
things.
mega band.
Ah, there it is. There it is. That's the tease right there.
Nice.
A fellow bassist in a mega band.
Oh, real quick, I'm going to Almost Acoustic Christmas. And have you guys ever gone to that?
I've played it.
Do they do a rotating stage? How do they get that
They
many
used
people?
to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
it's a rotating stage. It always was
badass.
before. I haven't been in many, many years.
You've
but
played it? Oh, that's interesting. That's
No.
cool.
I actually just met someone on my a photographer. Her son was on my son's soccer team. We just had a pizza party for them last night, trophy ceremony, and she got some really great pictures of Frankie over the season. He made the AYSO yearbook. He has like this epic. I think I showed both of you guys the pictures.
I only
Epic.
saw the video.
Oh yeah, but
Just kidding.
wow.
The long video that took you forever to. Yeah.
Oh, that
Oh,
one?
that-
That was a
Sorry.
different thing. That was something I made. You just went off. No one knows what you're talking about, Sam. Read the room.
Diehards do. Diehards
Yeah,
do.
no, they don't. They don't.
Sorry.
No, she got a really epic picture of him, and then she was like, so it came up that I found out you were in the band, and I looked back and I was like, I'm pretty sure I have photos, Acoustic Christmas. She had taken photos of Avenged Sevenfold and had pictures of
Oh.
me. I was like, oh well, now you photoed me and my son, so that's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Small world, one of those small world occasions, right?
Nice. I'm glad I
But,
didn't bring that up for nothing. That was a great story.
Yeah, it's heartwarming. Heartwarming. I don't know what's going on anymore. It's late. It's not
Yeah.
quite. Yeah.
I miss you guys. This is great. We got to get back to every Friday.
Every Friday, let's try and do it. Three Amigos.
do it.
We're going to come up with new topics. Hey, why not ask the fans? You guys got a topic you want us to discuss? Let us know. It's not hard to find us. The internet
We'll make a
exists.
bracket about it.
Yeah. Ooh, just keep making brackets. Oh god. Let's try and make them a little bit smaller next time, so we don't have to do them over 2 weeks.
Way too much.
Get the John.
All right, guys. Thanks everyone for listening, watching, whatever you're doing to enjoy Drinks with Johnny. Make sure you follow everywhere, and until next time, as always.